Update on the hay wagon. This may sadden some people, I don't know. It saddens me to an extent, but at the same time, it doesn't, and it kind of makes me a little bit more excited. So, multiple things have happened here, and since the last video where we worked on the hay wagon, I haven't even done anything to this since then. So I came out in the shop here a couple different times, and the one time I came out, I noticed the wagon was really leaning on that side. From the front, it really looked like it was leaning. Here to find out, this tire, that front tire there, was flat. So, you know, I tried pumping it up, I could hear it hissing. So there's obviously a leak in this tube. I did find it. It is a pinhole. I'm gonna try a couple different things. I bought a tube patch kit, and I have some valve stems that I'm gonna try and put in and do a tubeless setup if the rim is good enough that it'll hold. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I feel like it's worth a try. And the other problem I came out to is the decking. Now, when I originally put all these on, they were straight and they were a 1/4 inch gap. So as you can see here, this is a lot more than a 1/4 inch gap, and it does the same thing over there. And they just really start to bow away from each other, close the gap. They're going up and down, which we could fix. It's just, till I'm all, you know, have all this down through there and it's different thicknesses. Now granted, I did have fun milling with the chainsaw mill, and it worked really well. However, you can see that, I mean, it's just not gonna be feasible. So within saying all that, what we ended up doing yesterday is, and it's gonna save a lot of time in all seriousness, we ended up buying treated 2x6 boards, so we don't need to spray our Thompson water seal. I got 30 of them, so this should be enough. I'm gonna pull these boards off. I'm gonna try and fix the tire first because I don't want all that weight on here before we do anything with that. So I'm gonna pull these boards off. Unfortunately, I will save these. We'll stack them somewhere. Maybe we can use them for something else. But I need to get that fixed. Once I can get that fixed, we can get all these thrown on in probably a short amount of time, and this hay wagon could be done right now, real quick. So I think that would definitely be a plus. And if that's the case, we can get this done and then start working on something else. Because ultimately, if I were to continue milling my boards the way I'm doing and the way I have been doing it, you know, it'll eventually get done, but it may be a month, you know, if we keep on it day in and day out, you know, we need a roughly 30 boards, if that, depending on our thicknesses. So if we could get 2x8s, which most of the logs that we're doing, we're lucky if we can get a 2x6, and most of the time they're gonna be 2x4s. So if you're gonna do 2x4s the whole way, now at 3.5, I think roughly it would take 45 boards, 45 to 50. And that's crazy, especially doing that with a chainsaw. If we had a sawmill, maybe it'd be different. But again, I feel like we'd run into the same problem with them doing this. And you can pull these back, but it's just, I think we're gonna do it this way. So enough of me rambling on and on. I'm gonna see if I can fix this tire and hope that we can do something with it, because I tried finding different wheels or trailer wheels on like Facebook Marketplace, and the bolt pattern on this is 5.5, it's 5 by 5.5, and most of the other stuff I'm finding is 5 by 4.5, like your trailer wheels and stuff. And you know, buying an implement wheel to replace, and then we gotta paint it again, it's just a huge hassle. So hopefully we can fix this, and hopefully we don't have any more issues down the road with any of the other ones or this one. Well, I managed to get that valve stem in there. There's a little gap right there, and that kind of concerns me. The hole's not perfectly around, so I don't know, but it was pretty hard getting that in there, so that may work. I'm gonna try popping the tire back in and pump it up and hope that it works. What do you think, Paige? Think it'll work? I hope. Apparently, I don't know if that was there or if I dented that, Hopefully that doesn't cause a hindrance. It shouldn't. Hopefully it works. This does seal around that hole. So hopefully with the air pressure it pushes out and it seals everything. Otherwise, I gotta try and patch that and then pop this back out and put that back in, and hopefully this works. Here goes nothing. Yeah, I don't. Well, I must say, that sucked a lot. Of course, just doing the valve stem didn't work. I managed to get the wheel out, and yeah, it's rough, extremely. There's pieces flaking off. It's not in very good shape. The valve stem thing won't work because that hole is so close to where the curve starts. So I have an idea. I think we're gonna wrap this with duct tape, and that should kind of prevent, any of these metal shavings popping the tube. But then I gotta patch the tube and hope that there's only one leak in that, and we're gonna spray that with soapy water just to be sure. While I'm waiting for that to dry for the tube patch, we can remove these boards. I've been fighting with this for a while now. Finally got the tube. I had to pop the tire in and out numerous times, at least the one bead, and now I hear it hissing over here. So I'm done for the night. I'm pissed off. Update, day 2. I came out early this morning, found another hole in the tube, patched that hole, and this is where we are. Of course, the wheel paint that looked so nice kind of looks crappy now, but we've just been, trying to obviously, we had to take the tire off and pop the bead numerous times, to get the tube in and out and reverse the tube, and it's been a disaster. So I managed to get it back in this morning before work. It is pumped up. It's holding air right now. Has all day. So I think we're good. The only thing that I've run into is these two lines to line up. They dip on this side. So I think I gotta let the air out and try and get that bead up a little bit further on the wheel or on the tire so it's even. And maybe I can just put a little bit more air to it and hopefully it pops out. So once I get that done, then that can be mounted and the decking can start going down. The other thing that I noticed is because I milled my own boards here, these are not even. So we gotta do something with that, and they're off quite a bit. So the fun just continues with this thing. I got it as close as I could. I'm mounting it. And hopefully we don't have any issues with any other tires. And then hopefully we can get on the decking. Okay, back to square one. this is where I'm at. We're further than we were yesterday, even with the other boards on there. Everything's going really well right now, actually. There is a little bit of a difference here. One of the boards was warped, but you can see there's a little bit of a height difference. And it's not really that crucial to me at this point. It's not that big of a deal. My main concern is, you know, obviously we're really good that way, but you can see there's a gap there. My main concern is, you know, left to right, because I know there's a height difference back here that we're gonna have to mess with. But every board so far, including this one, has been, you know, right in that sweet spot where we want it. So as long as we can maintain that, you know, if it is a gradual kind of down, like dip, because at the end of the day, I milled this with a chainsaw. So I know 110%, it's not gonna be perfect. But if it's gonna be, you know, just little tiny differences like that, gradual and stuff, you know, that we can work with. I could have probably shimmed that up, but there's really no point in that, because till you get back here, if you have a really bad low spot, it's just pointless to shim it. So, and I'm debating what I want to do. I am going to put an end board here to tie all these together on each side, but I don't know if I want to do top or bottom. I'm kind of thinking bottom, so all the bales will sit flush here, but that's still kind of a decision that's in the process, because I really don't know where I want to go. So 6 boards mounted, the tire's fixed, hopefully. I'm pretty certain it is. Hopefully I don't have any more issues. Hopefully the rest of them work well, and we should be well on our way. So I think that's where we're gonna call it for the day. Again, we had to do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's kind of 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Anyway, progress is definitely showing. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, give it a share. You know, let's get the channel out there. And hopefully everything continues to go well with this and we don't have any more setbacks. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.